Hey, we're back.
Hey, we're back! Loud noises. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
We're alive. We
Yes.
made it. I'm a person again. I'm here. I'm not in Oklahoma. Oklahoma sucks. Probably shouldn't say where I was, but who the fuck cares?
Yo, how are they gonna find like that specific base? Are there?
There's only one base in Oklahoma, man. And anyone who knows anything about the armed forces in Oklahoma, there's one base.
How many do we have in Ohio?
We don't have any actual big bases. Not like the one I was on. We have small installations
Oh, I was gonna
where
say,
a unit may exist or a company.
don't we have a lot of nuclear things? No.
I don't know anything about that. I just work here.
Do we not have a nuclear plant in Ohio? We do. Yeah, don't we? Wouldn't that be
news
kind
to
of
me,
valuable?
bro? I'm in air defense. I don't. I probably should know more about that than I do, but I don't really know shit.
Okay. Speaking of air, how do you feel with the pollution that's going on? Are you able to breathe?
I can breathe.
You can?
I don't really care, to be honest with you. The world's not ended yet. The sea levels haven't risen like they said they would. So I'm just here.
So wait, do you believe in global warming then?
Oh, I can't sleep at night. No, who the hell cares? Nah, honestly, I'm not. Don't go pollute shit. Don't go ruin the oceans. Don't throw trash on the ground. Don't spill oil in a lake. But 20 years ago, they said the world would have ended.
Yeah.
And 20 years before that, it was another 20 years before that. Every 20 years, I say something's gonna happen. It hasn't happened yet. Now, will it eventually? Probably. But I don't worry about that. I just beat people up for money and record shitty podcasts.
But what if you're beating someone up and then all of a sudden, boom, San Andreas Fall happens? What are you gonna do?
We better knock his ass out quick. I ain't got time for that. I get my fight check and I gotta bounce. That's it. That's all I care about. I'm here to make money and look good while I do it.
So
and luckily, fighting is the best profession to do that.
So you had your first fight.
I did.
How do you feel?
Fucking amazing. It was great. I had so much fun.
What was your favorite part?
The crowd.
The crowd?
Listen, as a fighter, right, there's only a handful of things I really enjoy in life. Genuinely, love doing. Training, right? That makes me happy, kind of. But, true happiness, from what I've experienced, only happens, that's very loud, only happens when I stepped in that cage. Beforehand, I wasn't really nervous. It was the crazy thing. I was expecting to be, super nervous before the fight. I was going to be oh my God, what am I going to do? But, 2 weeks before the fight, I had nothing. Oh, I can hear that. Man's enjoying that. I wasn't nervous, and I was like, should I be nervous? And I got nervous from not being nervous, kind of. But before the fight, you feel that thing in your stomach.
Butterflies, yeah.
Didn't feel that. What I felt was, the feeling in your body that you get with, the blood rushing to it. So, you feel your limbs and stuff are nervous, per se. But that drop in my stomach wasn't there. And so I was just warming up, and I was staying warm. And I had a lot of bullshit into the build-up to the fight, which I'll get to here in a second. So it was just me and a family, a friend of mine's family member that pulled up last second, which I wasn't a fan of him, but he saved my ass big time. And I got nothing but respect for him for that. But yeah, take it back to when I was in AIT for the Army in my MOS.
Okay.
It was March, and I reached out and I was like, hey, do you have a fight for June? Or a card in June. I want to do first week of June when I get back. Immediately hit the ground running and go fight someone. Now, in basic, I assumed I was going to have time to myself to train. At least 3 to 4 hours a day. That's what my impression was of AIT. Hell no. They didn't give me shit in AIT. Now, some AITs are better than others, but mine sucked ass. So, I got maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours every day to train. Maybe. Okay. And with lifting, so if I got lucky, I could spar occasionally. But the people I was sparring, no offense to my sparring partners that were there, Quintana, shout out to you, bro, if you're watching this. But they're not fighters.
They're not,
right?
Yeah, they're not the same level.
They train every now and again. And he helped me stay at a level to where I could pull this off. But I didn't really have a training camp at all then. I was just trying to lean out as much as I can and build strength. I took my bench press from like a 210 to like a 265
How much
in the
mass
span of like
did you gain?
15 or no, like 12 weeks.
Okay.
And I was at, before, like once the fight got announced, it was like 188, 190.
You were 188, 190.
Yeah. Right now I'm like 188.
What?
Yeah.
You gained,
I haven't worked out in 2 weeks though.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, cause dude, you
I was
weighed in
jacked.
at 167.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll explain that. That was some bullshit. I was pissed when it said 167. I wanted to say 169.5 or something. So, building up to it, I had no real training camp, and then I hurt my foot. My foot, I think it was a bone bruise. I have no real proof because I didn't get it looked at. Because in the Army, if you have like an injury, right, the fear is I'll get put on a profile, and they're like, hey, you can't do the graduation requirements to graduate from your MOS, so you're going to have to stay here longer. That was the fear. So I was like, I can power through this, and I don't have any big, like a PT test. I don't have any like crazy ruck I have to do. I can just tough it out and limp, right? I'll live. No one can force me to go to sick call. So that's what I did. My foot was so bad after a sparring session, I could not do facing movements in formation. Like I was limping everywhere. It was that bad. And after like 2 weeks, I could kind of walk normally again. But it would still hurt occasionally when I kick and they like check it. Even if it landed flush, it would still ache.
Does it still ache now at all?
No. But well, I'll get to that. So when I came back to Ohio from Oklahoma, at this point, everyone knows what base I was on. If you just search up Army installations in Oklahoma, the town outside of the base, it was a ghost town, by the way. I went off post once for like, it was May 14th. I turned 19 on May 15th. So I was like celebrating my birthday with my classmates. And I had fun and it was great, but we were on the road connected to their main road to go to the mall. Okay. And I could have had a whole picnic in the middle of the street. Like we all sat in the middle of the road and did nothing. We just kind of like recorded ourselves for Snapchat.
How many people live in there? Like population?
I don't know, but it's a ghost town. No one cares about anything there. But back to the point. I get back. I have 3 weeks. I was told. Now I'm not going to mention my gym that I was training at because I don't want to shout. Like I don't want to have any drama with anyone. But from my perspective, my old coach Keith, who was training at this gym before, told me, in order to fight with this gym representing you, or you representing the gym when you fight, you have to meet the owner's requirements. So I'm like, all right, that makes sense. Cool. What are the requirements? And one of the requirements is you have to have a blue belt and you have to have him think that you're ready. That being said, if you wanted to fight as an independent fighter and still train there, Keith said he would corner me, right? For the fight. He goes, that if you just don't want the gym to represent you, that's fine. No one will care. Like no one is going to get upset about that, right? It's like, cool. So if I technically wanted to fight, I could. Fast forward to when I was winning the fight. I get back to Ohio and the owner keeps telling me, hey man, you're going to get this military discount. You're going to have all these great things happen, dude. I can't wait for you to get back. I'm like, all right, cool. Now when he's texting me this, he was spelling my name right. Ever since I got back, he has yet to spell my name right in a text. How you spell Ethan wrong is beyond me. But you're an asshole for it. And if you're watching this, you know who you are. Why? Why? How do you spell Ethan wrong? It's E-T-H-A-N, not E-A-T-H-A-N. Where the extra A came, I don't know. It pissed me off so much. But anyway, he kept talking about this military discount. And I was like, cool. You know, Army's great. I'm in the Guard. Why not? So I get back and he goes, hey, you're not allowed to get a full-time membership here anymore. Why? Is my first thought.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, we don't want you training here full-time if you're going to be fighting. And then once you're done with your fight, you can train here again because it's an insult to everyone that trains you here. And I go, first of all, I didn't say this, but in my head, I'm like, first of all, it's fucking not. No one who I trained with was upset that I was fighting without the gym representing me. In fact, everyone came up to me and was like, hey man, you got this. Good luck.
Cheered you on. Had your back.
Everyone at this gym I love to death. Like they're great people. Honestly, some of the nicest humans you'll ever meet in most MMA gyms, jiu-jitsu gyms, are great people. Occasionally you have some douchebags, right? And you weave them out. But generally they're some of the nicest humans. And I was like, first of all, no. For one, he never really taught class because he's a jiu-jitsu guy. So he definitely didn't teach me no jiu-jitsu. and I out-grappled a blue belt in my fight, so I want to make that very clear. He can, not kiss my ass, but I proved my point on that. I could easily be like, "Where's my blue belt, bro?"
Because wait, did he not think you were ready?
No, he didn't think I was ready. He goes, no, to his credit, he's like, "It's nothing personal with you. I don't think you meet the requirements to have the gym represent you." I'm like, "Cool." My problem with it was where he says, "You can still train here if you pay a mat fee every time." This is what pissed me off. If he wanted me to not show up to the gym for those 3 weeks before my fight, and I had to train somewhere else and just get ready for it, I would have been cool with that, because then his point's made, right? I don't want you to train here if you're going to have a fight unless we represent you.
Yeah.
Which I completely respect. It's your gym, I understand. But then you're going to be like, "Oh, you can still show up, though, but if you want to pay triple the amount of money you would normally spend, you can do that." Fuck you for that. That's so fucked up on so many different levels.
It's petty.
Super petty. I ended up paying like $300 some in total to train there for those 3 weeks because I had to train. I had no option. It was either I didn't, or it was maybe $250.
And it would have been a regular like $100 for the 2 weeks.
I think it's like $100 something for a month of unlimited classes, right?
Yeah.
In 1 week, I paid over $100 to go. In 1 week. Don't give me any of this shit saying that it's because you don't want the gym to represent you because it's disrespectful to people that train you. It's not. It's not what that is.
Is he a good like, I know the way he sounds, he just sounds greedful. Is he a good person, do you think?
Some people like him.
Okay.
But I never mentioned his name. I never brought his name up at all. I was very intentional with that because I don't want people, even if I don't like the guy, I don't want him to get hate because of a disagreement me and him had. And I don't want that to happen at all because I love the people that go to that gym, right? Everyone who heard about him and fighting, like whenever those two ideas would meet, everyone had nothing but bad things to say about him. Everyone. The guy that cornered me was the only person I told about where I was training and the guy who owned it, and he goes, "That guy's a piece of shit." Now, I don't know if this is true or not. I took everything with a grain of salt because the guy that cornered me that fight is a character, man. He walks up to this black belt jiu-jitsu who he's rolled with before, and he goes, "Man, if you watch me grapple, you'd be shocked. I'm better than most of these black belts." Like, he's hyping himself up and stuff. He goes, "Yeah, man." And he goes, who you cornering tonight?" And he ended up cornering the guy I was fighting. Ahmad.
Oh, is it Ahmad?
I think so.
Okay.
They announced him Ahmad 2 times. Ahmad. Shout out to Ahmad, bro. Ahmad's honestly, like, I unless you give me a reason to hate you before a fight, I might trash talk you in the cage or like before, but generally I'm gonna be like respectful. He was the nicest dude ever. So, and he was a great competitor. I had a blast in there fighting with him. We had fight of the night. So, like, Ahmad, you're cool as hell, man. But he walks up to him, and then afterwards we're walking away because we have like 2 hours before the first fight starts, and we're the 8th fight because we're gonna warm up around the 4th fight, get you ready, keep you warm, and then you're gonna walk out for your fight, right? And he goes, as he's walking away from talking to this dude, and he called this dude buddy and was like being super nice. Walks away, goes, "I fucking hate that guy." And I go, "What? Why? I thought you guys were friends." He goes, "He's a piece of shit." And I go, oh, okay. Okay. I don't know why. I don't really remember the whole reason why I didn't like him, but it was the switch that got flipped in his head the second he walked away. And he was not, nice, respectful. He's not going to go shit talk someone, but like, yeah, if you ask him his actual opinion, he does not hold back on anything.
That's a good character. I like a character like that.
He's got some things that I don't like about him, but in general, like for this fight, dude, he heard about what happened. He was like, "Hey, I got you covered. Don't worry about it." But like, back to the gym, right? Yeah. So before I was supposed to fight June 3rd, literally the first week I was back, and I'd be like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna fuck this dude up." I was supposed to fight this like Division 1 collegiate level wrestler who had like meh striking, but he could grapple, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, that's a challenge for me." Right? Because I think I've way better grappling than what people think I do.
And you're a striker.
And I'm a striker. Yeah. Like, I like to strike more. So I was like, I'm going to maul him, prove a point, and then walk out with a win against one of their top dudes who hasn't fought yet. And then they switched it from June 3rd to June 17th. The problem with that is my coach took June 3rd off. He's a cop now, so his hours are really shitty. Yeah. He could not get June 17th off. So my coach, about like, I want to say 6 weeks before the fight, couldn't corner me. So now that I understand, right? Yeah. That's life. I didn't have any hard feelings with him because he's a great dude. He's always helped me out. Great. Honestly, he's more of a training partner than even a coach. But he has mentored me coming up from where I was to now. So I was like, all right, that sucks. But, he goes, hey, reach out to so-and-so. I'm not going to mention his name on the podcast. He goes, he'll probably corner you. He's a great dude. The reason why I didn't want to do that, because it was still up in the air if he was going to be able to corner me before I got back to Ohio. But it was set in stone like 3 weeks before the fight when I got back. And he was like, there's a good to solid chance I can't corner you, dude. 6 weeks out. So he was asked this guy, and I didn't want to ask him, because not that I don't fuck with this guy at all. He's a great dude.
Yeah.
Great person to spar with, great person to teach his class. It's just that I had a hard time walking up to a guy that I wasn't terribly close with and saying, hey, you want to corner me in 3 weeks? Like, I feel like that's a shitty thing to put on someone last second. So I was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have my good friend, Donnie. He's going to corner me, right? Donnie's never even fought yet, right? So we're walking in to a guy that could easily be coached by Matt Brown, because he goes to Matt Brown's gym, which is the guy who has tied the record for the most knockouts in UFC history. Make that clear. Okay. Matt Brown's a bad motherfucker, right? His gym, Immortal MMA, is what gym represented Ahmad, right? So I walk into this fight telling Donnie, I was like, hey, we're going to have to outsmart Matt Brown probably. Like, there's a good solid chance that happens. He didn't end up cornering him, but like he's got good coaches around him, right?
Yeah.
So I knew that it was going to be fun, but it was going to be a challenge. And he was like, Donnie was very much like, like if you don't have anyone else to corner you, I'll definitely do it. But he wasn't excited about the idea because he felt like we were very overwhelmed for the situation. Yeah. I was like, fuck it, we ball, bro. We're gonna kill this shit. Don't worry, I got this.
Was Donnie, just quick question, was Donnie the one you posted the video on your way to the fight driving with you, or was that?
That was Micah. That's Micah. Micah's the homie. Micah helped me cut weight. Micah's the fucking man, dude. Got nothing but love for Micah. He's like my brother, dude. I love that dude. He helped me cut weight before the fight because he wrestled and he had to cut a lot of weight. But when I wrestled, I didn't, because I was wrestled a weight class basically up. Like I ate as much as I could in order to be 180 pounds then, because I was not. I'm 188 naturally right now.
Yeah.
Although I'm a little overweight. I still have abs, but like I've been able to train in 2 weeks because of my leg from the fight. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
What happened is Donnie was supposed to corner me, and then the day before the fight, he goes, hey, I can't do this.
Just overwhelmness?
It wasn't that. Mainly it was because he was afraid of the gym owner's opinion of if one of his people that train there full time cornered me. Now, I don't know if he reached out to Donovan, Mr. Donnie Hughes, and said, hey, you can't corner him. If he did, and Donnie hasn't told me that, then I really have a fucking problem with the owner. I'm assuming he didn't, because I feel like Donnie would tell me. But he goes, I don't want to. Now, personally, if the roles were switched, I would tell the gym owner to go fuck himself, and I would corner him anyway. Whatever happens. Because that's one of my best friends fighting. One of my brothers going to fucking war. I'm going to show up. Now, him and my other gym partner, who I thought about asking, but didn't because it was 3 weeks, and I didn't want to throw that on them, showed up to the fight. So they still showed up and supported me. Like, they didn't want me to lose or anything. Like, they were rooting for me. So I had to call one of my good friends, Brock's sister or freaking mom's brother, to corner me.
So
he's fought before. He was a former pro, I think. And people loved watching him fight. He was a dog.
How did you get this contact? Because it's someone's friend's sister, brother.
It's one of my best friend, Brock Jackson. Okay. Right? They're brothers. I've known them since I was like 4. Huh?
Wait, Brock and Jackson are brothers?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I've heard you talk about them all
They're brothers. Yeah, we've known each other since we were like 4 or 5.
Okay.
And their mother, I call her my soul mother because I have essentially grown up there, right? We've all grown up together, and I've always been over at their house and hanging out at birthday parties and stuff. Yeah. Stayed overnight. Like, she loves me to death, and it's vice versa. Like, I've been very blessed with women figureheads that I have in my life, like very down to earth, hard working women. Like, and she's one of them. Like, she's like a mother type figure to me, and I'm always grateful for that. So she offered to have him corner me before, and I wasn't terribly fond of the guy, and there's reasons why that I'm not going to talk about on the podcast, but I was like, I'm gonna stick with Donnie, right? Because I trust Donnie. He's mainly because even though we could be going against Matt Brown as his cornerman, Matt Brown isn't fighting me. Ahmad is. That's the first thing. And secondly, Donnie knows my style better than anyone else and how I fight and everything I need to tweak and shit because he sparred with me the most, right? He understands
who you are,
who I am as a fighter. So in a weird way, he's the most qualified person to corner me. What probably should have happened is had like a head coach and then Donnie is the second one. And Donnie could see, like, because we've sparred so much, he could pick out things I'm doing that maybe the coach doesn't see because he hasn't sparred with me. That's what it should have been, but fuck it, we ball. And I told her last minute, I was like a week before the fight, no, I'm gonna stick with Donnie. Thank you for offering her brother to corner me, but I think I'm good. Day before the fight, Donnie's like, hey, I can't do this, man. I'm like, fuck. All right, let's call him up and hopefully I'll have a cornerman. So it's either, literally what was going to happen is either he corners me or I'm just going to go grab any one of my friends and say he's an MMA coach now. That's what was going to happen. Because I had no cornerman.
You had no one.
I had no one. It was literally me versus the world, bro. Not discrediting everyone that helped me build up to this fight, but like, I had no cornerman. What do you want me to do? So I naturally was a little saddened and pissed by everything, but fuck it, we ball. We keep marching forward. So she called me back. She's like, I don't think he's gonna be able to do it. It's his last minute. I go, listen, I understand. I'm sorry. I kind of got fucked over a little bit with everything that's been happening, and then last minute this happened to me. If he can't, I completely understand. Whoever you got, you can corner me. That'll work. He picks up the phone and goes, man, I heard about your situation. I fucking got you covered. We're going to whoop this dude's ass. Fuck yeah. I was so hyped when he said that. And he's not, like, we've never been terribly fond of each other, but, like, I've respected him because he's a former fighter. I always respect fighters, but, yeah, when he said that, I was like, we going to fuck this dude up. So, fight day, right? We make weight. My scale, so I had the gym scale that said it was like 0.4 heavier than my scale that I bought at the store. I was in contact with my coach that was supposed to corner me the whole time, right? He was coaching me through the whole thing, like, hey, it's like some stuff you can't do. And then I talk another. What the hell's that noise? The hell?
Oh no, the air turned on.
Oh, the fucking.
We can sit down the bed.
Well, I think we've had this before, and like it can't be heard. If it's fucking with audio, go fuck yourself, I guess. We keep going. You either like it or you don't. Click off if you want. I don't really give a fuck. So, what happened? What was I talking about?
We were talking fight day.
So, making weight, right? I call up Micah because I was going to have Donnie help me cut weight, but he couldn't. And I was like, hey, you want to help me cut weight tomorrow? And he goes, sure. I'll be there after work. I was like, all right, cool. And I was going to ask him to show up regardless if he wanted to, but he helped me cut weight fully. And for that, I'm extremely grateful because anyone who knows how to who's cut weight before, that shit sucks a lot of dick. All right, it sucks.
What did you do?
So much.
So what did he have you?
But if I get to now, I'm 188, right? I get back to Ohio, I'm like 180, leaner, right? From there, I lean out to like 176. So I have 6 pounds of water weight to cut. Fine, you do what you do. Should we have gotten a little bit lighter? Because in amateur MMA, you don't have as much time to rehydrate. You have the day of, right? I weighed in at noon. I fought at like 8, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Pros get a whole extra day, which is why they cut so much more weight. Because that extra day is so much time. But I'm not a pro, so I didn't have that. So I'm cutting weight, and then I bought a scale at the gym. I bought a scale at Walmart just in case to check my weight. And then we go and cut weight, and it says I was 171 after like 3 hours of cutting weight. I was mentally like, fuck, dude. We've been cutting weight for a minute. And then after I got out of the sauna, the first like main hour we were in there, I went to go hit the heavy bag. And have you seen me hit the heavy bag before?
Yes.
I get after it a little bit, right?
Yes.
I like to get a good sweat in, fucking working on combos, some knockout punches. It's fun. Could not do anything. Like I was like barely throwing a jab and a cross, and I was gassed out. I couldn't breathe. Like it was the most strange feeling ever. So like, all right, I'm not gonna be able to get like a sweat in here. We have to go back in the sauna. And we're in there and we get out in like 170.9. So I barely lost any weight. And I was like, fuck.
How long were you in the sauna for?
Like
the
40,
second time?
like 40 minutes. Yeah, nothing happened. I was like, all right, we got to get back in. He goes, what are you doing? He's just going to hope you float the weight, which is like piss out the remaining water you have in the morning and hope you make weight. And I go, we're just going to stay in it. And we stuck it out until the gym closed. And I was 169.8 or 0.9. Barely made weight, but I was on weight. And I was in the morning, you're going to float some more weight from taking a piss in the morning. So like I knew I was going to be good. So instead of 169.2 in the morning, I'm thinking, all right, maybe have like a couple blueberries, and like a spoonful of honey or something, and start to reintroduce that and slowly put the water weight back on. But I didn't really do that much because I didn't drink any water. I had like literally a sip or two before the night before just to wet my tongue, right? Because I'm essentially dying. Like, cutting weight sucks. And we get there and I weigh in. Fucking says I was 167. I could have had like 32 ounces of water and still made weight. I was so pissed.
I was about to ask about that.
Dude, I before I left to go fight, I was 175, 176 again. So I put on the weight fine. Like, I rehydrated fine. But I was like, dude, and I hung out with my friend before the fight. And me and her, we went and looked at puppies before, like, as I was rehydrating. And that was fun. But then I was like, why the fuck am I looking at puppies? Oh, by the way, 2 days before the fight, I got pink eye. That happened. Yeah, if you look in the fight, my eye was swollen. Was not from punches at all. I barely got touched in the face. No offense to Ahmad, but so, like,
you got pink eye towards the end of basic, and then you came back.
No, I didn't get pink eye in basic. A bunch of dudes did. But when I came back, I thought I just scratched my eye, which is why I wasn't worried. But like, I always have allergies during this time, so like I'll itch my eye and it'll swell up and get bloodshot. But like, as normal, wake up, give it a few hours, it'll be back to normal. Right? Take an allergy pill, you're fine. It wasn't allergies. And I went and got it looked at, and they're like, we don't know what it is, because it didn't crust over like pink eye normally does. So it might not have been pink eye. We don't know. It was some form of eye infection. Okay. And we had eye drops. They're like, take these, and hopefully within 24 hours, which is by the time you'll weigh in, you won't be contagious. So if the people at the fight try to say you can't fight, and your vision isn't being affected, you're good there, and it's not contagious. They can't tell you can't fight. Yeah. Right? Like, you should be good. So I'm like, all right, that's all that matters. And then I lost the drops after the first day. So I could not find them going into weigh-ins. So my eye was still fucking with me. And it kind of got a little bit better, but then stopped. So I had to go back the day after the fight to get new eye drops again to get my eye better. Because it's like, as of 2 days ago, it's finally like back to normal 100%. Okay. So I had a fucking eye infection on top of it. On top of that, I think I have a slightly like fucked up wrist. I can't do push-ups right now or anything. And I've been working on it.
Is it like right here?
It's like all through here. It's like the joint itself is super bad. Can't do push-ups. Well, I can, but it's extremely painful.
So I'm saying his name wrong. Ahmed? Is that his name?
Ahmad.
Okay.
It could be Ahmed. I don't know.
Okay.
But I've called him Ahmad the whole time.
Did you hit Ahmad too hard?
No. This happened before the fight, and I was like, it doesn't bother me that much. So I was like, worst comes to worst. It's not affecting how I punch. If it does get hurt, I just won't punch with my left hand and pull out the win somehow. But like, I wasn't worried about it, and it was slightly tweaked after the fight, but it wasn't that bad. And then working construction for the past like 2 weeks, on top of that, has fucked with it some. But so my leg was actually the worst part after the fight. During the fight, I'm very heavy on my lead leg, which is my main problem I have to fix, so I can get knocked off balance easily, which I did in the fight. He kicked me once and I fell and got back up because I was off balance and too heavy on my lead foot. Not because the kick hurt in the moment. Only like one of them I was like, all right, I kind of felt that, but I'm fine, right? And I switched to southpaw a lot to just get rid of that weapon because I could like pepper him a little bit, and his biggest weapon was his leg kick. Yeah. From that, so I was like, kind of take away his best weapon, and I'm still fucking him up a little bit. Let's just keep doing that. It's working. The guy who's cornering me didn't like that at all, but I did. He goes, if you want to check those kicks, you can. And I go, nah, it don't hurt, man. I'm fine. 2 weeks over, I still can't train. Like, tonight will be the first boxing spar with you guys. I was going to offer to kickbox, but fuck no. I can't even grapple, bro. Like, I've been wanting to go back to the gym and train, but I can't. I've been limping. Just now, I've been able to walk without a limp. like as of recently. Like 2 days ago, I was limping pretty bad.
And it's your left leg, right?
My left leg,
Is that why you like just wondering? You have the left leg up a little bit?
That's
no.
Not what?
Okay.
I just sit weird.
Speaking of the like your kicks and him kicking you, me and my buddy. We took a screenshot of the perfect moment of my most favorite part. It was the second round. He went for a kick. He missed. You spinned around and you were on one leg, and then you were laughing and smiling and like you did a fake out, like you tried to kick and you spinned a whole 360.
He kicked me, and then I spun into this.
Yeah, we took a screenshot.
Yeah.
That was so great.
I don't think the crowd really noticed when I did that, but like Sugar Sean O'Malley has someone tried to do a spinning back kick on him, and then like they missed, and then he did the same thing and purposely missed it, and then did ta-da. So when I did that, I was like, that's kind of cool. I've always wanted to do that.
And then what move were you doing? Where you turn around and you try to hit them?
So in Ohio,
okay,
you can't elbow or knee people in the face or kick people in the face. If I could head kick this dude, it's a wrap, right? My head kicks are fucking nice. And I can set them up pretty well, too. Now, in the fight, if my foot... So, in the build-up to the fight, I would spar and I'd kick, and my foot would ache from the kicks. I think it's a bone bruise, right? But I wasn't sure. So, in the fight, I kicked a leg kick, like, I think twice, the whole time. One of which I don't even think was with this leg. I think I kicked with this one. And so I was very worried I was going to hurt it again. And I was like, well, I'm winning on the feet anyway. Why even add in the leg kick, right? Yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So in my next fight, I'm definitely going to kick the legs more, but it is what it is. So I had a couple weapons I couldn't use. I threw a spinning backhand, like you said, 3 times, and I cracked them once with it. And one of them, I think, barely missed, and one of them grazed him.
Dude, the second one, he did that by pure instinct. There is no way he dodged that by, his head movement. I literally just watched it. You did it so quick. You spin around near the cage. You miss it. He just instinctively just goes down and blocks it. And I was like, damn.
Yeah.
That would have been fatal.
Dude, I remember when I did it and I heard the crowd, I was like, oh, I'm definitely going to be doing that again. Because I fed off that energy. So I didn't really have a fucking camp for the fight. So I was worried that my cardio was going to be shot after the first round. So I was like, I should probably try to get him out of here in the first. But I was like, whatever happens, we're just going to go with it, right? Just try to win, outstrike him, and then if the knockout shot's there, you're going to take it, obviously, right? We'll crack him and put him to sleep. That didn't happen. I think I could have knocked him out if I had a training camp for sure, because there was times I had him hurt bad, but I didn't have like the cardio to really back it up because I was a little tired. I wasn't gassed, but like I didn't have that extra gear to kick into to put him away. So I came to the fight, and then before the fight, they were like, oh, by the way, amateurs get 90-second breaks in between rounds instead of 60-second for the pros. I was like, news to me, that's great. 90-second breaks? Shit, this is a walk in the park now. This makes everything so much easier. And when I heard that as music to my ears, I was not worried at all. And apparently my training partners had a perfect view into his corner, and he goes, he definitely assumed it was going to be an easy night because I was listed as an independent fighter. So when I fucking walked in there and first cracked him with the first few shots and got through the first round, and it was pretty even. They gave me all 3 rounds. Personally, I think they should have given him the first round. The second round was close, but I think I won that. And the third round, it was for sure me. Like, it wasn't even close. I want to say not even close, but I definitely won. Just who outstruck who, control time on the fence, control time on the ground, takedowns, submission attempts, who controlled the octagon, which is why I think they gave me the round.
Yeah, because, dude, you control.
I pressured him the whole time.
Yeah.
Which I think is what I stole the round with. And even the announcers were like, he might have stole that, but I don't think he won the round. But he's in this fight for sure. And then I didn't have a stool. So the announcers, I watched the pay-per-view back, and the announcers were like, hey, you know you're allowed to sit down in between rounds, man. You should give this kid a stool. I don't think he had got the memo that standing's not as relaxing as sitting. And then they also were like, hey, this kid may not be able to buy a Budweiser, but damn it, he can fight. So there's a bunch of shit that they were saying I thought was fun. But yeah, for 19 years old, I think I watched all those other welterweights. There's a lot of welterweights on that card. I wouldn't say by far. I think me and Ahmad were the best welterweights on that card. The only other person that people were saying is because he's hyper jacked. Might be juicing, I don't know. His name's Slaughter. He's a great dude. We were in the locker room together. I have nothing against him. I want to fight him. But, there's no bad blood. He's a cool-ass dude. He went out and won against a guy who couldn't fight. but he won. A win's a win. He got a submission.
Was that his first fight too?
That was his first fight. I was not impressed at all, but no one wants to fight him, so I'll fight him. I'll go out there and I'll fight the biggest and best dudes. There's another dude who didn't have a win yet until he fought, and I think he looked the best. His name is Jarrett. He's a bigger guy. He's taller, but he didn't do anything that I looked at. I was like, well, damn, I don't know what I'd do to that. Like, none of these welterweights at the amateur level intimidated me at all. In fact, I watched the freaking middleweights, and I was like, I'd probably fuck them up. I know they're a weight class above me, and a lot of the middleweights, there's some good ass middleweights.
Why'd you choose welter?
Because I didn't want to cut to 155 if I'm not pro. When I fight professionally, I will be at 155 pounds and then go up to 170 and then eventually 185. But I don't have any interest of cutting an extra 15 pounds to not have enough time to rehydrate. Yeah, if I had a whole extra day to rehydrate, I'll go to 155 for sure. Why not? You know?
Yeah.
I'll walk around like 165 with a fight, cut down. But there's no point to do that if you only have like 8 hours until the fight. So I don't have as much time to like get water and the fluids in me again. So I rehydrated fine. I felt great. There was no worry about that. It was just my foot was bothering me. My wrist was kind of tweaked. I didn't know how my cardio was going to hold up. But then they told me I had all this extra time.
Yeah.
There's an extra 30 seconds between each round to have a break. And it doesn't seem like a lot if you don't fight. But anyone who fights knows that's fucking awesome. That having this extra 30 seconds, I could have taken a fucking nap, man. I was chilling. I could have taken a nap between each round. But yeah, I had a blast in there. And I fed off the crowd. I kept pumping everyone up. And my father bought like a whole row of, like a whole separate corner of the cage. He bought out the whole thing. I don't know why.
Hey, W, Dad.
Dad, listen, I'll give my dad a lot of shit, but he bought that whole fucking row. I can't say anything about that. Like, I looked over, like, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't really tell anyone who's anyone. But since I know my family and my friends well enough, I can tell by their stature who's who. So I saw my buddy Micah getting pumped up. I saw my buddy Brock right there because he just, like, broke his foot and he was crippled, but he was still standing up. He was like, hell yeah. Jackson was in the corner. My fucking friends all made Team Shirk shirts. They had shirts, bro. I was not a part of this at all. They went out and made their own shirts. And I had to, like, everyone walk up to me after, like, hey, I want a fucking shirt. How do I buy one? So we might sell fucking fight merch. I don't know. That would be cool. I want to get back in there in October. I think October works best for me. August, maybe, but I have to switch gyms because of what happened. I had a bunch of gyms offer me to go train because I was an independent fighter. I was like, I'm a free agent right now, bro. I'm chilling. But, yeah,
How does that work? Like, if they sponsor you, do they get obviously a certain percentage, right? Of your fighter cut?
So, generally speaking, you would give your coaches, you pay to train with them too, but generally if they said, hey, I want a percentage of your fight check, at 100%, that makes sense. Like, I'd be willing to do that, especially at the lower levels. Like, if you're fighting for millions of dollars on UFC, you're not going to give them a percentage because that could be hundreds of thousands of dollars if you're making that money. No, you're not. Most fighters aren't making that, but you'd probably give them like a flat, like $10,000, $20,000, whatever it is. But for this, like if they wanted 10, 20%, whatever it is, 30% of a fight check, they're more than entitled to that if they're going to corner you. I lucked out and the guy didn't. He was like, dude, it's your first fight. Fucking frame that check. Keep it forever. You're going to remember this night for years to come. Right? Enjoy it. Which I was very grateful for.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I made bank for that fight compared to what I thought I was going to make. I thought I was going to make like $70 and a cheeseburger. I was apparently like one of the most bought fighters to watch there. Like I had a lot of people come out to watch me fight, and online it says, who did you buy the ticket for? And you get to put down who you're buying the ticket for. Apparently I sold out a fuck ton of tickets. What pissed me off is that, so me and Ahmad got fight of the night, right?
Yeah.
So you had fight of the night, submission of the night, knockout of the night, and performance of the night. So they made like little Instagram reel highlights for performance of the night, which was the main event, right?
Yeah.
Fine with that. Submission of the night, which is it. By the way, everyone who won these were people in the red corner. Just want to make that very clear. Red corner was fucking killing it that night. Submission of the night, knockout of the night was red corner, and they made reels for those. For me and Ahmad, they didn't fucking make a fight of the night. I was so pissed about that, man. I'm gonna have to make my own. We killed it in there. We tried to kill each other for 3 rounds. And they didn't give us a little promotion for it. Like, they didn't want us to be...
Amon looked pretty gassed by round 3, though, I will say.
He was cooked.
Yeah.
For someone who had a camp, and I didn't, he was a lot more cooked than I was. Definitely would tell him to work on his gas tank a little bit. But I think it was more of a mental thing for him. I think he thought the fight was going to be easier than what it was. And then I went out there, and I put the fucking gas pedal down, man. I stalked them in that cage every single round. I was always pressuring them. I was always looking for the big shot.
I kept seeing you go trying to Superman punch.
There was a Superman punch that I think I barely missed on. Like I think I hit his glove, which is something that like naturally I throw a lead Superman jab, not even a cross that I threw a lot, and then followed up with a leg kick like GSP style, and I wasn't able to throw that because I was worried about my foot, and I was like, why would I risk throwing a Superman punch when I can just outbox him? Like, why not? His leg kicks were good, though. He has a hell of a leg kick on him. Definitely me and him are gonna, we talked about it, work together on our next fight, because we each fought each other and we know we need to work on. Checking those leg kicks is something I gotta work on. And it's not even necessarily checking the leg kicks. I think it's more of knowing where my weight is in my stance and on my lead leg. Because I'm so heavy on that lead leg that, sure, it doesn't hurt at all when they kick me and I fall. But since I'm so heavy on it, I'm falling, and that gives them a chance to take me down. Or crack me or something as I get up. So it's like, there's benefits to that stance, but there's also like the negatives are, if you don't set your shots up right while you're heavy on that lead leg, they can counter you really easily. Like super easily. Like you have to be prepared for that. So he has a great leg kick. I have not been able to train actually outside of last night where I shadow boxed lightly for 3 rounds. Like I'm going to spar with you guys afterwards for boxing because you guys want to learn how to box, which is cute. I'm going to piece y'all up. No, it's going to be fun. Like I looked at my headgear and I remembered he said was going to be sparring, and I was like, I ain't bringing that shit. Trust me, I do not need to wear headgear for any of you guys. I brought my mouthpiece because like I'm missing a tooth already. No one knows. I don't think the podcast knows. Yeah, I've been missing a tooth. Yeah, Bill's like, what the fuck just happened? Nah, listen, the build up to that fight was complete AIDS, and I had every reason to cop out and be like, I don't want to fight. I had every reason to make excuses for it. Win, lose, or draw, we take it how it is. And what happened is I went out there and I worked them for 3 rounds, and I came out with a win. Yeah. It was a good fight. I told him in the weigh-ins, I was like, hey, let's go make some fucking fireworks, bro. Let's have a blast in there. He was like, hell yeah. And we went out there. He was a lot more gas than I was. Yeah. I wish I threw like a switch kick more to the liver. I cracked him once with it, and that I could tell. Like I heard him. I was like, oh, I hit you right in the sweet spot. Oh yeah, I caught him as he circled. I have a really nice shovel kick. Like I could set that up a lot. I wish I threw that more, but we got the win. There's stuff we got to work on. There's people that need to get their ass kicked, and there's a 170-pound vacated belt for the amateurs in the promotion I fight in. That has. No one has it. It's vacant. Why don't I have it? I think I'm the best welterweight by far.
How long will it take, do you think, for you to get the belt? Amateur.
Let's say, hypothetically speaking, I fight one of those wrestlers I was talking about. Whether it's Jarrett or like that one dude he beat. If they gave me Joe Ford, that'd be such a bummer, dude. That guy sucks. No offense to Joe. You look like shit, dude. No offense to Joe. He's going to be pissed if he watches this somehow and goes, fuck you, man. Like, dude, you looked horrible. Could not defend a takedown. He looks like he did it just for the hell of it to say, hey, I fought once. Which respect, but like, you're not a fighter. If you do that, you just have fought. I'm one of those guys that no one wants to fight. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to fucking maul them, and I'm going to prove my point that I'm not just a striker with flashy punches. I'm a hell of a grappler, and I'll beat your fucking face in.
Would you fight the heavyweight ever?
A heavy? Hell no. Yeah. I'm a 170-pound fighter. I ain't fighting no heavyweight. You talking about that one dude who got the 14 seconds? Yeah. Well, listen, I talked to him. It was me, the girl that got submission of the night, and then the guy that got knockout of the night. We were all in that cage together, and I was joking around. I was like, all right, we're going to have a fight to the death, all 3 of us, except you 2 are fighting. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I ain't fighting y'all. Hell no. I don't want the smoke. He's actually a really cool dude. I don't remember his name for the life of me, but like I talked to him at the weigh-ins, talked to him about his fight. I'm not fighting him. I would spar with him for sure. Like I have no problem with sparring guys who are way bigger than me and stuff. Like I like to get rocked. It sounds weird, but I like to get like buzzed in the middle of a sparring session and have to fight through that because I haven't got hit with that in a fight yet. So I want to experience this while I'm outside of it. Not too much where you're getting brain damage and you're not able to train as well, but like enough to where like you know what that feels like. Like I want to fight the guys who have like the deadliest hands. I want to be able to work around that because you get better from people who have those abilities like him. Like he can punch ridiculously hard and precise as shit. So I love to spar with the dude.
You just never fight him.
No, we're 2 weight classes between each other, and he cuts down from weighing way too much. Listen, at my heaviest, I'm 190 before a fight, and that's like me not being able to train. I'm like naturally like 185, like lean, like 8% body fat. Like I feel great there, right? He's probably like 230 before camp, bro. He's huge. I'm not fighting him. Hell no.
I was just thinking you could be the next John Jones. Start in one class, go up. Go up.
Nah, dude. John Jones took 3 years off to put on the weight to go from 205 to heavyweight. I'm not that guy. I'm not. Listen, at the professional level, I do want to make that jump from 155, 170, 185 and go for 3 different weight division belts because no one's ever done it before. No one's even gotten close. The closest you've had is what? Henry Cejudo, who attempted to go from win his 135-pound belt back and then talked about going to 145 to win a 3rd belt. But he never even won the 135-pound belt back. He never did that.
Damn.
No one's gotten close to winning 3 belts. So it has to be done by someone. Why not me? That's how I see it.
Wait, isn't John Jones the closest currently, though?
No, he won 205. He was the light heavyweight king. And then he took those 3 years off and then came back and won his heavyweight strap, which is what kind of solidified him as the GOAT. Personally, I think it's GSP, but like, you can't really argue against John Jones. The biggest argument you have is he got popped for steroids. It's the biggest thing you can do.
No, he takes.
He did. He got caught for taking something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like his fight, I think his second win with DC, got called a no contest because he popped after the fight. Yeah, like GSP never had that. GSP had like a Vaseline thing where people thought he coated himself in like Vaseline and shit. They'd be slippery in the cage. Which, to be honest with you, I don't really get. Like, once you're a certain level of sweatiness, you're slippery as fuck.
Yeah.
Like in that fight, he had a clinch thing, like an underhook. I just popped it up and I slipped out. Like if I'm dry, like I probably can get out of there with more effort, but I didn't use nearly as much effort as I needed to get out of that.
Yeah. No, well, I was gonna say in the 3rd one when he had you pinned down, all I remember seeing is just the face. You're like, what the fuck? Like you just looked pissed that he was touching you.
Oh, that I was on the ground? Yeah, I remember he got me down, and immediately I was like, well, fuck, here. Maybe I throw up like a triangle or something. But then naturally I heard my corner scream, you get your back to the fucking fence. And I was like, oh yeah, I should probably do that. That makes the most sense. Like naturally, when you watch film, it's like, hey, you need to get his back to the fence, get up, use the fence to help you get up, right? It's the most common way to do that. It's the smartest thing to do. So like I probably would have thought of that, but not as quick.
Yeah.
When he did that, because I'm a student of the game first. But so we get back to the fence, and I put my foot on his hip, and the announcer goes, "Oh, look at the wrestler using some jiu-jitsu." By the way, I'm hell more of a striker than I am a wrestler, but I like the sentiment. But forget that. The point is, he goes, "Look at the jiu-jitsu," and then I was just waiting for him to try to pass guard and advance to try to land some ground and pound or posture up, and I was going to push off his hip and then post up and then get up, right?
Yeah.
He didn't really fully posture up, but I saw him budge a bit, and I immediately stood up on that. And then he tried to take my back, and I turned into him, and then I got my foot around him, and then I got the underhook. And then we traded a couple shots in there, and then I pushed off, and then I went after him. I have a clip. Here, I can pull it up. It's on... Where's that? The second we get out of that clinch, I immediately pushed the pace with him, and I landed the coolest shots of the night. Yeah, right here. This is I posted this. This is my favorite part right here. Like this. Boom, boom. Bop, 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 bop. And sadly, the combination got fucked up because Ahmad likes to throw his inside leg kicks like an asshole. No, that was a good kick.
It was.
It knocked me off balance because I was rocking him. Like I was hitting him with some good shots, man.
It looked like you got tased for a second. Like, you know when you're tased, you just jolt for a second?
Yeah. It's because it knocked me off balance, man. But he didn't have the gas tank to pressure me, and I backed up and then pressured him again and landed again. And that's what won me that third round. At the end of the second, I visually I can see it again in my head. I remember rocking him, and then at the end of the round, like I heard the bell go off. I was like, "Fuck! I wish I had more time. I would have ruined him." But he survived. He got through the fight, you know.
Yeah.
So hats off to him. He's a great dude. We're definitely going to train together at some point. He sent me the pay-per-view fight. I ended up buying it to watch the others, but he sent me to it. Sent me the link to watch it on like a Google Drive. Like he's a cool dude. But yeah, that's what I did when I came back to Ohio. That's why we didn't record the podcast. I was locked in to kill a man in a cage. We didn't get the job done, but we won. So
Yes.
A win's a win. My goal is to be the 170-pound welterweight champion for the amateurs, the promotion, before I turn 20. Go 3-0 on my third fight for the belt, and then one submission, one knockout, and then go get my blue belt in jiu-jitsu, which I personally think I'm already at that level, but I have to go prove that to somebody in order to get the blue belt.
So, since you're eventually going to be up there with the pros, you know, out there, after the Elon versus
Oh yeah,
Elon versus Zuckerberg, you going against Zuckerberg? Because I think he's winning.
That's an easy payday, man. Dude, listen, Zuckerberg for sure has got some skill level when it comes to his jiu-jitsu because he went competed. I'd fucking kill Mark Zuckerberg, right? I'd kill him. For one, I'm way bigger than him. For two, I'd kill him.
Wait, how much does he weigh? He's a tall guy, right?
No, he's like 5'9".
Oh, he's 5'9"?
They say I'm 5'10" in my thing. I'm more like 5'10 and a half, closer to 5'11 than I am 5'10. Problem is, if you ever tell someone you're 5'10 and a half, you sound like that one dude who's 5'7 but trying to act tall. So I'd always just say 5'10.
I mean, you're already 5'10".
Tall is Mark Zuckerberg?
Because I thought he was like 6'3", 6'4". That was a tall guy.
Who?
Skinny.
Yeah,
Zuckerberg.
He's 5'7". He's short as shit, dude, and he's skinny too. Elon Musk, I think, is like 6 foot. How tall is Elon?
Can the UFC or like any industry, of that matter, prove if there's like a brain chip inside? Because what if that's Elon's tactic?
He's just trying to be brain.
No, he's not doing that. How tall is Elon Musk? He's 6'1". GSP is training Elon Musk. I'm pretty sure. It's GSP. If GSP works with him for just 2 months, that fight's over. Zuckerberg doesn't have a chance.
Who's training Zuckerberg?
What fighter? I think it was John Jones. Yeah. Look, John Jones is not going to outcoach GSP. I'm sorry.
Damn.
He's not. I think GSP's a better fighter, but GSP's going to outcoach John Jones. Watch.
So is Dana White holding it? Like, is it actually going to be a US?
Dana White?
Yeah, Dana. Oh, is it not Dana?
It's Dana.
Dana
I
White.
thought you said Daniel.
No, I said Dana.
Dana White. Yeah, he said he would do it.
He's
And
hosting.
both of them want to do it. Yeah, the UFC is going to promote the fight.
So does that make him a pro? Will that make him pros?
Technically, he's a professional fighter. So, yeah, I don't want to. I'm a 1-0 amateur MMA fighter right now.
Hey.
So technically, Elon or Mark Zuckerberg, whoever wins the fight, will have a better resume in pro fighting than I will. Which
It's okay.
That's funny.
They got their way in.
yeah, they're going to make a lot of money off that, but they're not going to need it. So I wonder if they're going to donate that to like. I don't know what they're going to do with that money.
St. Jude's.
Huh?
St. Jude's.
Either like a foundation like that, whatever it is. Whatever foundation they want to do. Personally, I think they should take that money and invest it for the fighters, but I'm biased because I'm a fighter, but a bunch of kids with cancer probably deserve the money more than we do.
I would find it so funny. No, I mean, not after you said that, but like this would be a dumb reason to use it, but Elon just makes a rocket with the money.
It names it.
It's just a giant rocket that says "Eat shit, Mark" as he goes to Mars. But what have you been up to? I've talked way to every fucking podcast I curse way too much in this. Every freaking podcast we do, I talk way too much.
Okay.
Talk.
Please.
Please.
I've gained over 215 now. Last
Big
time
boy.
I saw you was like, it was probably Christmas, so I was probably like 190.
Mhm.
So I probably 25 pounds, but in total, since I like went to my minimum, I've gained a total of 35 pounds of muscle.
Okay.
I've just been working, trying to get my situations and financials up because I'm losing some stuff because I'm working a lot now. Yeah. If you're anyone else a part of that welfare system.
Yeah. Oh shit. That looked horrible for me. Don't screenshot me doing that. Oh, that looked horrible. I definitely just. Yeah, where's that MAGA hat
So
you had in here? It's right there. Give Garrett his MAGA hat. It's a hell of a hat. You don't want the do-rag. Make America great again.
No, because
Hold on, before you say anything, I want to make it clear. I walk into this is his room. We're gonna end up. By the way, we're gonna upgrade the podcast setting. Hopefully, next episode when I come back from vacation, I'm gonna have something figured out. I'm gonna talk to you about that. But I walk in. There was a bottle of whiskey, and on top of it was a MAGA hat. And that's not the most patriotic thing I've seen yet. I don't know what the hell is, but continue.
are you ready? You know what's gonna top it all? I
What?
plan. So my family, we're hunters. Okay, we eat the meat, so we don't just kill to kill. But once we eat the meat, we take the heads and we taxidermy. So I have a deer head back there, or a squirrel. I haven't decided which one's gonna fit the whiskey vibe better. I feeling like the deer. Well, I'm gonna put the deer head right there and my whiskey right there.
We should have it in the
And a
background of
mag.
the podcast.
Like right.
Well, we're gonna have to fix this. We're moving locations at some point. We're gonna get probably a different table. The mics and shit are fine.
What about the guitar?
We're gonna get somebody to come in here and sing country music to us very softly while we record.
I recommend
Too slow. It's Tennessee.
Have you ever heard of a country artist named Johnny Rebel?
I think so.
Yeah, he makes some pretty mediocre music, but
Johnny Rebel.
we should have him come sing for us sometime.
Sure. Dude, I've been on a country music like binge. Is that like a horrible human? Does he sing like
He makes very slanderous songs.
to Alabama?
Alabama,
Yeah,
cool
that
down.
one. Yeah, that's why I recognize the name. You bump those songs. You're more racist than I am. I want to make that clear. Anyone who thinks I'm no, I'm a good person. Garrett's horrible.
I can't be racist. Now, two reasons. One, society standards. I'm just a minority. But two,
You're just better than everyone.
two, I like people the same from the start off, and then I like you more, or I just
If you're
stop fucking with you.
I like you more if you're not this race. If you're a different race, I like you. So I'm not racist, guys.
Yeah, I get both the best worlds.
Yeah, dude. It's true. How do you feel sparring?
How do I feel? Oh,
Yeah.
like sparring? Okay, so
How do you...
I'm really excited because I think I'm going to get my ass kicked. And the last time, we had to stop early because people's gas tanks were out, and I was still ready to go.
So
I'm hoping we can, at least with a couple people, they're willing to do 3-4 minutes because they just want to do 2-minute spars. But I feel like that's too short.
Rounds.
How many rounds?
3-minute rounds.
3 minutes.
3-minute rounds, we're going
That's
to
what
break.
I said.
That's what you should do.
Okay.
I'm just going to... Listen, I haven't trained in 2 weeks. I really want to get a good workout in. I'm going to just give all of you guys... It's going to be everyone versus me. Right? And you're going to take
Yeah.
turns. And once you gas out, I'm going to stay in. And then you're going to go next. And then you're going to go next. And without any prior training for 2 weeks, and a hurt leg, I can't kick at all. I can barely stay in my stance. I'm hurt. I'm going to pick everyone apart. It's going to be great.
I just can't wait because either you're right or you're going to be surprised. You're going to be Ahmed.
Hell no. Y'all ain't got shit for me. No, I'll probably gas out a little bit, but
Especially, like, I hope you know, Skylar, every day after work, when he goes to the gym, he loves boxing. All he does work out is boxing things. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Skylar might be that guy for you.
listen, I'll say the same thing I said earlier.
Yeah.
I looked at my headgear. You text me. I look at the text on who's going to be sparring with us. I look at that. I look at the headgear. I look back at my phone and look at the headgear. Nah, I don't need that. I have no fear. Maybe he lands a couple shots. You're going to watch him get picked apart. Without me even having to kick, I'm going to pick him apart. Respectfully.
Yeah.
I sound cocky and shit. I understand.
I do I do, based on just like everything I see. No one wanted to try MMA with you. I did ask them if they would be interested in trying like a leg kick or something.
Let me kick their legs twice. No, once. One leg kick. They won't be able to walk.
It hurts. It hurts a lot.
I kicked you with shin guards on
Yeah.
before I could even really kick that well, and that shit hurt.
Yeah.
Now, I never got kicked without shin guards on before. Not really, like, well. Like, I got light taps, but that's it. That was the first time me ever getting kicked without shin guards on. Because I thought we were going to have shin guards, but they changed the rules in Ohio. So, maybe that's why my leg's so fucked up.
So in like regular UFC, because you can wear shin guards, or
No, you don't wear shin guards in, like, the pro level at all. But, like, some fights for amateurs, you used to wear shin guards. But you train with shin guards just because you don't want to hurt yourself and you don't want to hurt others, and you build up to that. Like, I could still take a leg kick perfectly fine. Maybe not now because it's still hurt, but like my leg's still swollen to this day. But still, you get the point.
Okay. Well, I gotta be 100% buck 50 with y'all. I gotta piss bad, brother.
You got to piss?
I gotta piss bad.
Are we taking a break or are we done? Is this episode?
It's an hour and 1
What
minute.
time are we sparring?
The latest we can be is 11:30.
The latest we can stay there for?
Yeah.
We should probably head there now.
Yeah. So
All right, that's the episode.
this was really fast.
This was
Will you
Ethan
believe it?
talking for way too long, and Garrett just kind of being like, I just work here. Yeah. That's how it goes.
I'm not the best educated with MMA, but I'm very intrigued in it.
Wait, hold on. Ready?
Yes.
Do these together. No, Bailey.
Oh yeah. Okay.
What, ready?
Shout out.
Fuck you, Bailey.
I forgot it. No, fuck you, Bailey, for that. Damn
Yeah,
you.
remember? We gotta.
Yes, no, it
He
is
used to
fuck
shit
you.
on how we dap up so much. Bailey, we love Bailey, but yeah, fuck you, Bailey.
Well, Bailey grew up in a nice place. He doesn't understand the dab, what the dab signifies.
He's a white man.
Dude, no,
He's as white as they get.
dude, it's so awkward sometimes, though, on a real note. You ever go to dab someone up and they just shake your hand?
They do this.
Yes. I'm just like,
How you doing, sir? Country music built this country. And I'll tell you what.
yeah.
That's the episode.
Alright.
Thank you guys.
Sweet. Peace. Wait, what?
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
What?
I'm white.
Oh, I'm white. He's white. I'm black.
And that's
I didn't know we were still doing that. And that's a wrap. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Livin' Fast. If you liked it, drop a like, subscribe. We have some other Livin' Fast podcasts that sucks complete ass compared to us. We're going to be upgrading the set here soon. Stay tuned for that. Hopefully next episode should be out by next week, along with it by the time this one comes out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Keep living fast and have a good one.
Peace.